This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Tom, I know big story this weekend in football side of things for Arkansas with two guys playing, but the big news really the last 24 hours has been the announcement from Eric Musselman about Devontae Davis on his radio show last night. Are you surprised that he's coming back to play for the Hawks this season?
Good morning, guys. And I'm still trying to process everything you guys were just talking about before I came on. But, no, I'm not surprised because, you could tell that Eric Musselman was intentionally leaving the door open without really saying it because I think he intrinsically understands, and I think this is one of the things that makes him a good coach, that he pushes the guys really hard. And he has some knee-jerk reactions physically and, with his eyes and with his mouth that he does. And and I think he understands that sometimes players react to that. And it's a high-intensity deal. And so I think there's some grace involved. And, you saw a deal with Mekhi Mitchell from the LSU game. And I'm sure there is grace involved there. And I just think he understands because he's such a high-intensity guy and he has reactions and he's emotional that he has to allow others to have their emotions too. It's a different age. And, yeah, I've seen or a lot of the commentary on social media about what it means and all this kind of stuff. But it's just a new age. And you haven't – a lot of these people who are commenting, you haven't been a coach in the NIL and the portal age where, all your relationships, everything is micromanaged and everything's super examined. So, no, I am not surprised, and I hope the fans show grace to Devo as well, and perhaps plugging him back in will help in the guard rotation. I mean, clearly, guys' minutes have been an issue, like how you feel better when you know what your minutes are going to look like, when there's consistency at positions, and there just hasn't been a lot of that this year, and that's one of the issues that has hurt them.
Yeah. To what you're talking about having some grace, I think we saw a little bit of that with Mekhi Mitchell and what happened on Saturday. Him and Musk getting a little heated. I think when you have competitors and people that are emotional, like you said, your mouth's going to overload your hind end sometimes, and you gotta step back and take a breath.
You exactly do, and I just think, everyone has their opinions about what's happening, but I do think from the big picture standpoint, Eric Musselman knows how to run a team. He knows that he can get emotional. The players understand that he can get emotional, and I'm sure they talk about how much they love each other too, that we never, hear, but it happens. And then, so things like the Mekhi Mitchell deal, I think he was trying to throw an outlet to Keon from what I've kind of pieced together, and Minifield turned, and he wasn't there to catch the pass, so it was, I got a turnover, boom, turnover right back. Eric Musselman's unhappy. He says something, Mekhi says something, but, it wasn't entirely his fault. So it's just one of those things that happens in a game that, they were down, and LSU was shooting so well in that game that, even if Arkansas had been completely together down there, played better defensively and shot it a little better, it was still going to be a tussle to win that game.
Is Eric Musselman hard to play for, hard to coach for?
I can't speak to saying that, I haven't done it. I don't know. But it seems to me that you do have to have a thickness to your skin and emotional capabilities, the maturity to be able to handle hard coaching, so to speak. I would say that about him.
Tom Murphy with us here on the McCarty-Daniel Hotline, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Tom, with this week that they have, and Musk spoke to it a little bit last night, and you talked about some of the issues on the road in Baton Rouge. With Devo coming back and having some more time, do they have an ability to fix things in the next at least 9 regular season games in that one conference tournament game?
I think they have the ability to start, to repair the things that they've lacked in and be a better team. What plugging Devo Davis back in means, and maybe the eventual re-addition of Trevin Brazile, I'm not sure. It's just been a tough year for them to, when everybody was healthy, try to work the minutes to kind of please people and then be productive at the same time. And now with the injuries and Devo's situation and all that, it just adds different layers to it. they've gotten better in certain games, but it has been really strange. And I documented this after the game. They've lost 4 games, I think, by 20, and they've been leading by 20 against A&M, and then against Missouri, leading by 20 plus, and they've been trailing by 20 in a bunch of games. I mean, we're not used to seeing that with Arkansas basketball. Like a few years ago, that blowout at Bama was like so wild and uncharted territory almost. And now this year, there's been a lot of that. So I just think they can be better. I think it's started with being a better physical rebounding team, and that's got to be a point of emphasis going forward.
Tom, I saw that Missouri got a hefty donation of $62 million anonymously to their football program, 12 for NIL, 50 for, I guess, stadium renovations. Is Arkansas, you think, in a good situation where people are still willing to contribute to their football program?
You know, I saw that piece of news too, and I mean, Missouri football, as much as you want to say, man, their stadium's so much smaller and their game day atmosphere is this, and you know, the Razorbacks should be ahead of them. They're not, and it's stunning to me. And Arkansas fans I don't feel have maybe embraced that rivalry potential like Missouri has. And I mean, there's been multiple instances over the years that Missouri stoked things. The Eric Beazer incident in 2016. You know, Eli Drinkwitz's commentary in recent years. Arkansas fans got to embrace that. I mean, you might think that, well, you know, we're bigger rivals with LSU or Ole Miss or, you know, Texas is coming back in the league. We'll get back with them more. Well, you got to start winning this Missouri rivalry too. And to answer your question, I think the NIL has been one of the things that Arkansas administration has been waking up to, that other programs are handling it in a different way, and I think they do need more big donors to step up. But you know, how do you do that? Well, it helps to be winning, and right now football is coming off a rough year, and you see what's happening with basketball. I think fans just have to give out of faith, and I don't know what the solution to that is other than work your people to the best that you can.
Tom, last thing, did you make anything of the SEC and Big Ten forming that advisory committee, and what do you think the intentions of that is?
Well, I think it's long range. You know, what is college athletics going to look like? Clearly, conferences have already begun to you know, exert a little bit more say-so and sway in the formation of rules and how NIL and things like that are done, and I think they understand what their voice is like, and the power is within the programs themselves. And so, as two of the biggest conferences, I think it makes sense for them to guide, so to speak, to be the leader, the forefront of changes that might come in college athletics, and you know, hopefully for the good. There needs to be some type of uniformity to how NIL is put in place, and there's a lot of frustration in college athletics right now, and we just spoke about it, Arkansas's NIL situation, the portal, all the rules, when things open and close. Players have been given a lot of latitude and freedoms, and I mean, I saw on the news yesterday that some conference or a school somewhere voted to make the players employees of the university, and of the formation of a union is on the horizon. I mean, that's a new deal. And so having a committee like this could go some ways to start working towards solutions.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.